G'day everyone, Steelhorse here. Welcome back to Silverrun Forest Farm. We're with Jake and Paige. You'll see just a small enhancement to the little seed production. So we picked up Jake's picked up a small auger, which just makes it a little easier to load up. And the first job on the ranks today he's keen to do. You remember last time he was sorting these hillside fields over here and putting the sugar beet in. Well, the good news is with the passing of the day, we've now got crop out of the ground in both of these fields, which is terrific. And looking at the, whoops, let's just watch where we're driving here. Looking at the work that we've got left to do now that we're in April, of course we've got corn to get in the ground, and realistically we've got three fields that are ready or almost ready to plant, but they're certainly established fields, and the fourth one that he'd still like to produce. So it's going to be a bit tight to get all of that done. Corn can be planted until the end of May, of course, so that helps us a little bit. But given all of the activities, he thought probably the best is to get the seeder going up here on this field where we're going to put the where he's going to put the soybeans in. This area on the left is still a lot of work, and it's I think it's going to be touch and go as to whether we manage to get a field back down there for this season. But for now, we can get our seeding happening here, and we'll be in, at least get this one up and out of the way. You'll notice he managed to throw some lime on it at the end of the last day as well. So where are we here? So we've got the right field selected. And so if we open the course generator, the 6 meter seeder, let's do 4 headlands on here. Start in the center. Generator will be a bit of a higgledy-piggledy course, but we'll leave our worker with it. He's getting pretty good at handling the courses that we throw at him. So all in all, should come out pretty well. And if we have a quick look down the hill here, he's just not quite going to get as much of that cleared off as he had. Most of the trees are at least moved down to the landing at the bottom. I guess it remains to be seen if we'll get a plough on here or not. Let's head back to the farm, main part of the farm. So that's the maintenance done. Hadn't done that for a while on the McCormick, so let's throw some fuel in, because in order to get corn in the field down the bottom, the first order of business is going to be to mow it and get the grass off there. We're going to make that into silage, so that should be a pretty straightforward proposition. But we can get the mower going. With any luck, someone from the riding school can help us out. And once we've got the bales off there, that'll make him feel quite a bit better, because then the 2 cornfields are ready to go. It's just a matter of putting seed into them, hopefully. But we'll have a bit of a look Pick up the mower on the way across. Thankfully this field in front of us, the meadow here, doesn't need any work for another month or two. Well, that's right, we were going to make a little bit of, we might do one run of hay down the side just to get a couple of extra hay bales. Although we could wait. We're not going to run out of hay before this field's ready to go, so maybe it's just as easy just to do silage. We certainly make comfortable money from the silage. But even if it feels busy, it's good to be getting the crops in the ground and see some progress with them coming up. So feeling like a much more sizable operation now. There hasn't been much progress that is observed in that industrial area they're building by the sawmill, so who knows what the deal is there. Let's get this sorted. We get round and do a couple of headlands. We don't really need to worry about course play. This is sort of a long and thin field. We can just get a regular worker running up and down while we go back, and we can grab the Allis and get it on a windrower, and then we can get the baler going. And in fact, to keep it easy, we might even bring the sausage wrapper across and wrap the bales on the side of this field. We'll see. Just see how we go. Looking at it, there's going to be quite a few bales. So the sugar beet went in well. At this rate, we'll have one field of barley, 2 fields of oats, and then 2 fields of corn, and potentially 2, certainly 1 of soybeans and 2 of sugar beet. So harvest season's going to keep us on our toes, that's for sure. When we get a few moments, we've still got a few sugar beet on the floor of the main shed. That's probably something that he needs to take care of before we get to the end of the season. Let's lift you up for a sec. You down. Some storage. Proper storage for sugar beet wouldn't go astray. Let's run up. What sort of angle have we got there at 82 degrees? Let's bring it back to round about 90-ish, and then stick it on a worker, and that should be fine. So we'll go get the Allis so we can drop the bucket off. Oops. We finished sampling all our fields for now. So we can put the tester back in the workshop. We just have a quick look at how the soil testing came up. So we ended up with a bit of a mix of silty clay and sandy loam on the hillside fields there. So it's looking like when we cut this field out down here, we'll end up with loam in that one. So not done too badly. The big win was the amount of loam sitting in Eddie's field over there. So that's been helpful. It was quite good to get that simple shed in. That just gets the seed production out of the weather and a bit of cover for the auger that we use to load it up. They had that running through the end of the last day, so there's 5,000 litres of seed there, so that should keep us going pretty well into the next little period. Go pretty close to getting all of our corn needs satisfied, I think. It wouldn't hurt to give the Allis a wash at some point, but not much sense doing it before we get it dirty again. Let's go over and see if we can get this road up. Expect at some point we'll get a call to fill the seed on the planter, so I'm just wondering whether we reset the crop, in fact, or whether we're busily putting sugar beet in that field. That could be interesting. What have we've just planted a field with sugar beet. So it's looking like we're not going to have soybeans. We're going to have a huge sugar beet crop. Just because Jake was in a rush, he's not paying attention, and so we have indeed planted this field with sugar beet. Not quite what he had in mind. We'll just have to see how that goes. Looks like we've just got the planter set a fraction wide too. Oh well, good help is hard to find, and Jake's kicking himself a bit there. So let's just run up this headland just to get a row clean to start with. And then with any luck we can just come down and tidy up the other side there. Should work pretty well. Even the inside's grubby. Plenty of wear on that wheel. So the Kubota thinks he's finished with the seeding. Meanwhile, we'll continue on here. We can leave the seeder for a moment. We'll go and check on that at a good time to break. .270 looks like a good line to run. One of the things we did need to check was our sale items for produce. The barley we're keeping to make seed, so we're not looking to sell that. But we are hoping for another top in the corn price. Looks like it's still got a little ways to run there. And we've still got some silage kicking around, which we use for feed. And we do have some milk to run to the cafe when we get a chance. So that's all that's happening on the sales side. Let's leave these guys here with their mowing and go check on that seeding. 23 litres, and we've got a couple of little bits of the field which strangely got missed out there. So I'm going to run out of seed trying to fix it up. That's really all in all wasn't a particularly good performance. Not that it's a big field, I guess. And it's not the end of the world. We got a crop in it. I don't know why that's edge of the field was a problem. Let's just check the course play. Oh, that's odd. I'm sure the boundary of the fields should be correct. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it looks like it. Oops, we didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that and edit. And how about that? There is an error over on that side of the field. That's why you missed it. Well, we might as well, while we're here, fix that for next time. So we're in that edit custom field mode if you haven't seen it before. And we can select that we want to move some lines. Just got to find them. That's very strange that I only did 3/4 of the field when I needed to. And given that that's pretty much, I've got too many waypoints here, so we can just delete that one, that one, that one, go back to basic. We can find that one down there somewhere. There it is. Just got to find the base of the waypoint and put it on the marker. Just a couple more to fix there. And then you'll get the correct field. What a surprise. System did exactly what we told it to do, and so that's it. So let's, I won't bother to recalculate the course, it's only a temporary course anyway. We'll just delete that. Put you down, turn you on, use the last little bit of sugar beet seed. Just another little bit there. Worry about getting any closer to the edge because we'll have trouble harvesting it. Just try and get rid of some of these dots and spots that we've missed. 12 litres is not going to get us to the end, I wouldn't have thought. Might go close though. Sometimes when you got little dots like this, there's less seed than you think to sort them back out. Oh, we might go pretty close. A couple of spots over there, and that stripe through there. Hopefully it doesn't take too much seed. The good news is with this now seeded, we're or planted, I should say, I guess, technically. We're all set to plant corn when we could set this guy going, putting the cornfield in down by Eddie's. In fact, once we load him up again with seed, this time we'll make sure we set the planter to the correct crop. Worry too much about that spot in the corner, that's a bit hard to get to. Yeah, so that messy bit's sorted out. 9 litres on there, maybe we will go right into the corner, might as well. No, there's no way out through the trees there. I don't think there's some stumpy shrubs that will get in the way. So we'll head back to the farm and top off the seed and run down to Eddie's. That trigger. There we go. And we'll fill that up. Only takes a second. Just a little bit tricky to maneuver under there. Let's run round. I think we can make it down the road at the back here without getting caught up. The trickiest bit's just the little bridge. Looks like the mower's finished, so we might be just in time to set this guy going. And let's change the crop. So we want corn to go in down here. Just take it easy. I think we've got enough width for the wheels. We have. Don't want to be taking that bridge at speed. I'm not really fussed on which way we see this field. It's the first crop we've put in here, so we'll learn a bit as we go, no doubt. But we might make you... Let's just check the actual width of our planter. It says it's 6. I think we'll plant it at 5.9 and see if that reduces the number a little bits. It's pretty manoeuvrable, so I think 3 headlands are fine. Let's see what sort of course we get. Yeah, that looks pretty reasonable. Let's start you off. Sign off. We don't need any of that information, and away you go. You're going to start down here and come back towards us, so I think that'll be pretty good. So we should be able to go and get going on the baler, unless our man manages to run into a pole, of course, in which case he didn't quite finish. And so we need to ask to come and tidy up here, which can take a second. There we go. Pretty easy to stay ahead. We're a few miles an hour faster than the windrower, so that helps a lot. Quite amazing really how few rumours there are about what businesses might be contemplating that area that's being developed between the railway and the road. Jake hasn't been able to come up with any good goss at all. Not that he's had time to do much more than scratch with all of the prep work we're doing to get this year's crops in, so we'll just keep going, keep our head down, and hope that when it comes time to harvest we might have some more options. Not that the prices we've been getting from the farmers market have been too bad, but you never know. Certainly would be good if there was something that gave us a bit more capacity for the sugar beet, because that little BGA was helpful and certainly improves the value of our crop, but especially now that we've gone and planted a whole extra field more than we think. We're likely to be swimming in the stuff, so just have to hope. Oh, that'll have an idea about something we could put in ourselves, but he hasn't come up with anything. Yeah, so there's the grass done. The field's half rowed up, so that's looking good. We can let windrow finish. If we just jump out for a sec. So that's interesting. So the field info. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so we are going to need to put some lime on. The lime's down at 6 and in some areas a little under. So we definitely need to get some lime on here. And that indicator suggests that it needed ploughing as well, which it does. So, which is not surprising having had corn in it. So that was another job that he wasn't factoring into his list that will need to be dealt with once we get the bales sorted out. Yeah, see, we could put the silage snake just along the side of the barley crop there, or even up on that little track out to the point. I don't think there's anyone living in that lighthouse cottage at the minute, so they won't mind a few bales just up the side of the field there. They'll be gone in 6 weeks or so when they turned into silage, because we'll just we'll move them on and sell them. I swear the steering wheels on this mower trailer make it harder, not easier. I'll just leave you there. Haven't got time to mess with that. We need to get this baling underway. We still haven't done the fertilizer. We've got that in the tank and all. Goodness, that's another job. But we needed to put air wheels on the Kubota. Maybe after he's got the fertilizer, the seed done in Eddie's field, we'll have to tackle that then. Rightio. At least this is a pretty quick and easy job. So the Kubota's run out of seed, so we'll need to go and sort that out. In fact, that might be the time to stop that and deal with the fertilizer that needs to go on the barley field, because Jake's worried he's already left it too late to get that done. Should have been done last month at the latest. Looks like the windrower is doing its last row, so then we're about given we're halving the rows here, we were about a quarter of the way through the field, I guess. So when we loop around at the top, we'll come back down, pause the baling operation for the moment and take the windrower back. We need to take the Allis back because we want to put we want to bring the sausage machine over, but also grab the Merlo with a bale spike on so that we can, it's the easiest way to pick these bales up and make our silage sausage. Although actually it's probably not a priority to get those wrapped today. If we just use the trailer, we'll get them off the field faster and we can make the sausage at any point. That might be the smarter way to go about it. Let's pause you there. You actually look like you got caught up on that. On the light pole. Fraction earlier. Just get you run down straight to there. I wonder if we've got enough weight in the Allis to pick up the bales. Let's just find out. And if we're going to do that, we can just make the silage snake over here again. It's all pretty flat ground, so I don't think it's a horsepower intensive activity. It's not like we're trying to drag it up a hill. Let's just see if we can pull up. 14 on the field, we'll go pretty close, I reckon. Oh, that's right. On the uneven ground, it tends to steer us around a little, but the width works well. So as long as we keep going mainly in straight lines. Lift that hitch up at all? Nope. It's just a little jockey wheel on the auto load tray that just unweights the back of the tractor. until we've got a bigger tractor to work with. Let's run you. We need more seed, so the fastest way to do that, because we've got fertilizer in the auger bin that we bought, is to take you back. Whilst we're jumping all over the place, we're making reasonable time. And it's only halfway through the day, so we're on track for our activities. The main thing, I guess, well, we're going to get this field seeded. We'll get the barley fertilized, so that will happen. Let's just drop you over near the seed tender for the minute. Near the seed production. Yeah, wheel brand. We want narrows. They should go nicely. Customize you, yes. Now, where is our fertilizer spreader? Hiding down there. Might need to put a weight front here. Yep, got 2,400 litres in it. Wait on just to be safe. We can't put a weight on this tractor. We don't have the attacher. So we have a look over here at our little tool for bigger field 2. Fertilizer should only require 950. So that suggests we've got plenty for doing this job. Because we've got 2 different growth stages in this field, I'm pretty confident we'll be fine on the bit round the edge. Let's just check out, we're not on full width, which we want to be. We're fine on this portion of the crop. See how we go there. That's about the line we want, I think. 170 kilos of nitrogen a hectare. And we're fine on the centre crop, so that's good. I'm glad we didn't wait any longer. At 170 kilos of nitrogen, so 170 kilos by 2.2 for pounds. 340 plus Another 30 odd, so about 370 pounds a hectare divided by, it's just under 3, so it's a little over, in the vicinity of 100 to 120 pounds per acre that we're spreading at, if that means anything to you. And basically that means, though, is unlike what my tool said, we're going to run out way before we finish this field. It's taken substantially more than my tool said, which means, because you've got the auger on, whilst you can't operate the auger, you can use a tractor down there to do that. Might be a job for the Allis. We've got all the field processors in operation today. Get these bales off the field and we'll be ready to go with the plough. Let's turn you around. At least we've got some hydraulics. Pop you in the right spot. Oh. Well, it's not supposed to work like that. But I have got a tractor just over there that I was planning to bring across. So just suspend disbelief for a minute. It's a very versatile service truck. Let's go back on here, shut the lid. And somewhere up around there should work. The nitrogen levels admittedly were very low on this field, so we had almost nothing left in it, which is part of the reason why it's taking so much. I'm glad I bought that extra lot at the store last week or last month. It certainly turned out that we needed it. We'll have to go back and get that little stripe we missed. Because we spent all that time working on those other fields, it feels like such a long time since we planted this field. And in reality it wasn't. It was just at the start of the season. Little square there that we're not going to quite get. A couple of little dots you can see in the mini map there. The ones that are dark coloured are not missed fertilizer so much as missed field sampling, where we don't know what the underlying soil type is, and Consequently, the tool won't fertilise those areas. So one thing's for certain, where I thought I was buying fertiliser for all of the remaining crops, it's quite clear we're going to need a ton more fertiliser. Is this now going to finish out? Can we get the rest of that in there would be the question. If the answer is yes. And all going to go in, probably not quite. Just enough to be annoying. Okay. Nitrogen there's pretty good, but it's not perfect. If you took 1,000 over there, what I'm thinking is then I can use the auger to be the seed dolly. Thing is, this only needs topping up because we put slurry on here first. So, of course, it's not going to use, which is a good thing, it's not going to consume 1,000 litres of fertiliser. Never mind. Then at least then the job's done. Rightio, a couple of spots where we're just over. Some of the vagaries of the field got to do with unevenness of the slurry we spread. We didn't have a sensor on the slurry spreader. 2,900, that's not going to help us. Let's go back and get the seeder hooked up and back to the field. I think we can leave the care tyres on while we're seeding. There's every chance we might want those again to do fertilising before the end of the season, so it doesn't hurt to have a tractor set up with narrows. We run back down to where we're doing the baling. Well, I have no expectation that we'd get its seed in that field today. I think we're on track, but we will take the park this up in the shed to make sure we don't get any moisture in the fertiliser. But we'll take the case back down with us with the plough. It's just sitting over here. So he can be all set to start on the ploughing as soon as we've got the bales off the field. And that may well be next time it's gone 3 o'clock. I think Jake's plan will be he'll keep the guy on seeding Eddie's field tonight until that's done, so that'll be a wrap, and then he'll keep going on the baling and get those bales off the field, and that way next time the field just needs to be ploughed, limed and seeded, which will be fine. next year's challenge is how we manage to work rolling into our schedule, given that we haven't really managed to roll any of the fields this year. Just park up here. But for now, that's where we might leave it today. We've almost got half the field baled, so at the rate we're spitting them out, it shouldn't take too long. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see ya. Stay safe.